Well, good morning, everybody. This is Tina, and I am here to read some Curious George stories. And I also have my friend Millie, and I'm going to bring Millie here so she can say hello. Come here, Mill. Come here. Come on, say hello. Here. Here's it. Wait a minute. Stay right there. Here. See, Millie? We're going to give her a treat. So she'll get a little closer, and you can see her. Over here, Mill. There you go. Okay, this is Millie, and she's sitting right next to me, and she's going to listen to the story too. And Millie really misses you guys. She wants you to come. She's a therapy dog, and she wants you to come and pet her. And she loves to sit with all the kiddos and listen to the stories. So when the cottage is open and COVID is over, God willing, you guys can all come and pet Millie, and she can pet you, and we can all have a good time together. Mill, I need you to sit down because I want to read the story now, sweetness. Sit down. There you go. Okay. Sit down all the way down. Good girl. How about if I read you guys the dinosaur discovery, Curious George, and I hope you'll be able to see the pictures. Do you guys like dinosaurs? Dinosaurs are very cool. And this is Curious George. And he's going into a museum to see dinosaurs. So let me read you what he does. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. George loved to go to places with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. One of their favorite places to visit was the Dinosaur Museum. Look at the Dinosaur Museum. Oh my goodness. What a big creature. That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex on one side, and the other side looks like a Triceratops. Okay, let's see what it has to say. Today is a special day, George's friend said. We are going to do something very interesting. George was curious. What could be more interesting than a trip to the Dinosaur Museum? The man with the yellow hat led the way through the museum. George wanted to stop and look at the dinosaur bones, but his friend just kept going. So George kept going. Finally, they walked out the back door. See, they're walking out the back door. Let's see what happens next. I think they're going someplace. Look at, there's a bus, and there's like a mountain with a bunch of rocks. What could they be doing? Let's see. A van was waiting for them outside. Climb in, George, said the man with the yellow hat. George looked out the window as the van drove off. Where could they be going? At last, the van reached a rocky quarry. Dozens of people were there. Some were digging with shovels. Others were using pickaxes or other kinds of tools. What could they be digging for in the big rocky mountain? Oh my goodness. Let's see. There's a girl there. She's helping Curious George do something. What could she be helping him do? Surprise! George's friend said, we are going to help the museum scientists dig for dinosaur bones. George was curious. Were there really dinosaurs buried in the quarry? He ran over for a better look. Hello, said a friendly scientist. Are you here to help with the dig? George watched the scientist work. She dug up some dirt and put it in her sifting pan. It took a long time to sift, and in the end, no dinosaur bones. Oh well, time to try again, she said. See, there she is with her sifting pan, and she moves it around, and all the little things come out, and the big things stay in it. Let's see what happens next. She's working really hard, trying to sift those bones. My goodness. But the next pan was empty too, so was the next one, and the one after that. George yawned. So far, digging for dinosaurs was not as exciting as he expected. George was curious. Could he help find dinosaur bones? Look, he's thinking about finding dinosaur bones by himself. Do you think he can do it? Oh, well. He found a spare shovel lying nearby. He dug and he dug, but he didn't find any dinosaurs. When he climbed out of the hole, George spotted another scientist. He was dusting something with a very small brush. Oh, well, the scientist said, it's not a bone, it's just a rock. There he is, digging. And look, he's cleaning off the bone. But it's not a bone, it's a rock. George wanted to help, so he picked up a brush and he went to work. But it turns out monkeys are not very good at dusting. As he hurried away from the cloud of dust, George bumped into a wheelbarrow. Maybe there were dinosaur bones in it. He climbed up to look inside, but the wheelbarrow was awful tippy. Look, he's in a wheelbarrow with a lot of rocks. Do you think it might tip over? Oh my goodness. Let's see if it does. Crash! George, the wheelbarrow, and a whole lot of dirt went flying. Hey, someone cried. What is that monkey doing? George scampered away straight up the cliff. Monkeys are good at climbing. So George kept going. Higher and higher and higher. Look at George, way up high. He was afraid everybody was going to yell at him, so he ran up the cliff. When he got to the top, he accidentally kicked a stone over the edge. That stone hit another stone, which hit another stone and another, and oh no, it was a rock slide. Look, stones kept hitting each other, and now there's a big rock slide. Millie, you stay here, honey. See, Mill? Oh, I gotta show Millie. See, Mill? See the rock slide? Millie's sitting here next to me. The man with the yellow hat called for George to come down. George wanted to climb down, but he was afraid the scientist would be angry with him. But the scientist didn't look angry. Look, one cried, pointing, look what the monkey just discovered. George could hardly believe what he saw. He saw dinosaur bones. Look, all the rocks came down, and under the rocks were dinosaur bones. Wow. He's pretty good at this, isn't he? After that, the dinosaur dig was even more fun. George helped the dinosaurs dig and sift and dust and take photographs of the bones he found. Looks like he found the head of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Maybe someday your parents can take you to a dinosaur dig and you can dig and sift and dust. And the next time he and the man with the yellow hat visited the dinosaur museum, George got to see his dinosaur on display. What's George's dinosaur? Maybe they'll name the Tyrannosaurus Rex George. What do you think? Look, Mill, see the dinosaur? Isn't that cool? When we read, I'll tell you what, how about we read one more Curious George book, and then my assistant, Michael, will turn the camera and you can watch Mill catch some balls, because she is an amazing ball catcher. And that way she can, it's her way of saying hello to you. So let's see what else we have here. Let's see, we have Curious George visits a toy store. Who likes toys? Millie likes toys. In fact, we have one of her toys right here. We have a big snake here, a squeaky snake that she likes to play with. So I like toys, grown-up toys. This is George. Look, where do you think he's going? Is he going to the toy store? Maybe. Let's see where. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today was the opening of a brand new toy store. George and the man with the yellow hat did not want to be late. Here they go. Go into the toy store. What would you like at a toy store? When they arrived, the line to go inside wound all the way around the corner. When a line is this long, it's not easy for a little monkey to be patient, even a big person. George sneaked through the crowd. All he wanted was a little peek inside. Look at all the people in line. Very hard to be patient in line. But even Millie can be patient in line, right, Mill? See the people waiting in line? See? Okay. Oh, gotta turn the page. George got to the door just as the owner opened it. "This is no place for a monkey," she said. But George was so excited, he was already inside. Balls, dolls, bicycles, and games filled the shelves. Look at all the toys. See, he went inside and he was so excited to see all the toys. Pretty soon it'll be Christmas and maybe you guys will get some new toys. There were so many toys. George didn't even know how some of them worked. And how about these hoops? What do they do? George was curious. He climbed up to pull one out of the pile, but it didn't move. George pulled harder, and it still wouldn't move. George pulled with all fours, 2 hands and 2 feet. That makes 4. What do you think's going to happen? I don't think anything good is going to happen from this. Let's see. Suddenly, there was a terrible crash. Red, blue, yellow, and green hoops bounced up and down everywhere. "Look," exclaimed a boy, bouncing up and down himself. "Why, I haven't seen one of these in years," said the boy's grandmother. "When I was a little kid, these were called hula hoops. And you put them around your waist and your arm and your neck, and you did all kinds of spinning them around and tricks and everything." See, they all crashed. She put a hoop around her waist and gave it a spin. George tried the hula hoop too. Then George pretended to be a wheel. He rolled and he rolled. Look, she put it around her waist, and George is rolling on the wheel like a circus act. Cool. Oops, he rolled right into the owner. The owner shook her head. "I knew you were trouble," she said. "Now you've made a mess of my new store." Again, she tried to stop George. But again, George was much too quick. Look. He was really fast. She couldn't get him. In only a second, he was around the corner and on the highest shelf. Below him, George saw a little girl point to a toy out of reach. "Mommy, can we get that dinosaur?" she asked. George picked up the dinosaur and lowered it to the girl. She was delighted. So was the small boy next to her. Could you get that ball for me, please? He asked George. George reached up and grabbed the ball and bounced it to the boy. Look, George is helping the kids get toys. Millie, you want to see the toys, honey? Here, look. See the toys? Okay. He's helping get all kinds of toys. Do you see a toy that you would like? Which one? May I have that puppet over there? Asked a girl. How lucky that George was a monkey. He swung off the shelf, hung onto a light, picked up the puppet, and put it right into her hands. Look, these are all the toys. And George swung on a light. Don't you do that at home. Not good. He's a monkey. You're not. And he took the puppet and he put it right in her hands. Very cool. Millie, could you do that? I don't think you could swing on a light either. I don't think that's good for you. What a show, shouted a boy. The children held up their new toys and cheered. Yay! What a commotion. Immediately, the owner came running. And then came the man with the yellow hat. I think I've had enough monkey business for one day, the owner yelled. See, he's up on the light, and all the kids are cheering. Yay! And the owner is coming, and the man with the yellow hat is coming. What a mess. Oh, what are we going to do? Just then, a girl got in long line to pay. What a great store, she said. What a great idea to have a little monkey helping you, her father told the owner. I guess you're right, the owner replied, and she finally smiled. Then she gave George a special surprise. Thank you, George, she said. My grand opening is a big success because of you. Perhaps monkey business is the best business after all. I think helping people is a good business too. The end. And George got a job at the toy store. Okay, that's enough for the Curious George books for today. And then I promised you we would let Millie do a little bit of playing. So I'm going to take off Millie's leash, and my assistant is going to hold this up, and we're going to have Millie play ball. See, here's the ball. Millie, over here, honey. Come here. See, Millie has the ball. Okay, you ready, Millie? My thumb is right over the camera. Okay, go ahead, Millie. See, Millie, sit down. Good job, Millie. Can you see her? Do you have her? Good job, Millie. Oops. I don't know if you can see it. Go ahead, Millie, get the ball. Let me have it. Drop the ball, Mill. Thank you. Sit down. You ready? Okay. We're saying goodbye now, and Millie hopes to see you when everything is open. Bye-bye, Millie.